Apparently,
Yep.
Koa and Ringo are so caught up in their argument. Ringo is clearly frustrated because Koa is like almost being like conscientiously ignorant. Like he just keeps pushing back. It's like, what are you saying? Are you like saying blah blah blah? It's like, so wait, you're saying that when everyone is compromised, like no one is compromised? It's like, and like he's just. It looks like he's almost just egging him on. But the advantage is that it's so distracting that you managed to get the journal
Wow,
without
it's
either of
almost
them
like I
noticing.
planned this, but I did not.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
so-
if I didn't know better, I would have thought that this was like a
Did I,
long
like,
con.
purposely?
Like a long
This
con.
is like the longest con.
All right.
Koval's long con.
This is like the whole campaign long.
God.
So you have the journal, and you have 3 almost effectively unconscious colleagues, 2 people distracted from arguing. What do you do? Where do you go?
I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna try and understand
All right.
like what it can tell us about what's happening here.
Are you
About this organization.
are you in hiding? Are you like walking off to poop? Like what? Are you just sitting there by the light, like just
Yeah,
paging
yeah.
through?
I'm just gonna read it. Like I would share it with them when they're done. Like
Okay.
what I find.
So,
I think he's being a little too stingy with his information.
sure. Okay, so you start
when
paging
we're
through
all
it.
depending on each other for survival.
The first part of it, like the first 10-20%, is actually boring religious stuff. Like it's like, you know, I'm at the monastery. I've like had a good day. Matins was wonderful. I felt the light of God upon me. Blah blah blah. All that inspirational stuff that religious people write when they're like in the throes of inspiration. Commitment to God, love the Spirit.
That'd be the pre-war part of the journal.
Yes, like when he was like, I'm
Yeah.
joining the ministry. I'm gung ho. And then at some
man
point,
himself.
and you're not reading all of it because you don't have time, and you're just kind of paging,
and-
looking for
I'm
interesting
also trying to
stuff.
be careful with it because I know it's old. I don't want to.
It surprisingly doesn't seem as old as you would have thought. In fact, from what he had said about it, you got the feeling that it's like this 100-year-old journal. It's
Yeah.
been through a lot. But you open it, it's like, wait a minute, are you sure? Because as you're paging through it, you're like, the pages seem crisp, they're moist, they're not like weather worn. The cover doesn't seem like it's bloodied or anything like that. If anything, it looks like
This is a
someone was
Moleskine
just
brand notebook. Huh?
yeah, like it almost looks like it was.
Oh, man.
It looks more as if it was made as a theater prop to look like it's old, but it doesn't feel like it is, and it doesn't look like the parts are fragile at all.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So you page through it, and then you get through to another section, and now it's becoming a little bit weirder. It's very intense, and all of the entries are things like, oh, discovered a witch today. She clearly, like, I saw her putting an orange with an apple into the basket at the same time. And, like,
Who does that?
and it's that kind of thing, right? It's like this weird mad behavior that apparently only Father Gregory recognizes. Like he says, oh, I saw her move a lock of her hair from the left to the right and then touch her right earlobe or something. Like all these signs that like apparently are indications of witchery and how to discover witches is like she stepped in a puddle and like walked on as if she did not recognize the mud upon her toe and that kind of thing. Like she didn't mind getting dirty and like weird observations that little by little are either 150 years ago, people had very specific ideas of how to detect witches, or Father Gregory was just ridiculous. And it's hard to tell because
It
it's,
can't be both.
because it's like kind of serious and also kind of like, really? It's like, you know,
It's like I don't know enough about like what people thought
Yeah, like,
were
there's
signs
things about, like,
to know these are weird signs.
you know what also floats? Very, very small rocks. And, you know, like, and references to ducks and quail and all that kind of weird stuff. But then
Water off a duck's back.
it becomes even more like intense as you get things about arrived in Cardiff. She's actually a witch. It was me or the baby. Like things that were just references to like what's going on. I have to kill him. It's my turn. The blood of Christ bleeds from my wounds. The blood will cleanse them. I will be cleansed by the blood. And then it begins to become unintelligible. Like it's like phrases that are in English mixed with like gibberish characters, like people are key smashing, and then
Wingdings.
in the last 2 or 3 pages, it becomes non-intelligible but clearly alien writing, and then it traces off after just 2 pages of this weird writing. Make a sanity check and then also a Michael's check.
You're gonna fail that.
Oh, I hope I
Fail
fail.
the sanity.
86 over 25.
But he'll probably.
Oh, that's
I will-
right. You
I
can't
will
make
fail
sanity
the
checks
sanity.
anymore. Sure.
Come on. Low enough for luck.
79
No.
All
right.
mythos roll.
So you lose
Yeah.
1 point of sanity.
Crazy man.
So you lose 1
Who's
point of
the
sanity.
marksman?
I lose 1 point. All
And the
right.
doctor.
And our
Oh.
only doctor. Fuck me.
Is your sanity still over 20?
24.
Okay.
How did we get here?
Yeah, so you can't make head or tail of the last couple pages, but you absolutely are certain that whoever was writing in this journal had gone crazy. What is very interesting is that the last entry you could make out was, it's just him and me now. One of us will end up at the bottom of the ocean. And then there's 2 more pages after that. So
Writing.
you don't know exactly what the context of it or what was going on, but what you can kind of discern was that somehow after the shipwreck, they ended up on a lifeboat together, and that's the last you could tell of what happened.
Oh, just some other person, not a name or anything.
Nope, just like it just refers to this other.
I want to ask a question on your behalf.
You guys don't help each other. This is a team effort.
Does the book have anything about Lady Philomena Herbert or anyone with the name Herbert?
Oh, for like the organization?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there's references to like showing up at a really snazzy event, Egyptian like artworks. Like you kind of, when you're thinking about it as you're going back, there's a lot of references to it, but the writings about those events were super mundane. Like they weren't that interesting. It's like, oh, I went to a museum and I saw some sarcophagi, that kind of thing. The things that caught your eye was she's a witch and that's a mummy, and it's like, oh, those are interesting. It's like, oh, an orange and apple in the same basket. That's interesting.
I mean,
Right.
I just think it's fascinating that Father Gregory made mundane notes about an event that he saw a mummified body of a lady whose name is Philomena Herbert.
Yeah, and that's just not that interesting, right?
I
It's
guess
like
so.
it's like
We hunted witches, not mummies.
Okay.
And it's like a normal last name. I wouldn't necessarily make that connection.
Yeah.
Also,
to the
it might just be
organization.
the Lady Philomena.
Oh, true.
And there's
yeah.
no Herbert. Because
the-
that's what
yeah.
we...
She not only was she only referred to that way, but the other thing that, if you remember back at the thing, was that Father Gregory's focuses were not on the
much of
results of what
anything.
Yeah.
happened. His whole thing was, where were these witches? So it's like, yes,
He's like foaming at the mouth. The
yeah,
whole
like this
campaign.
creature,
Where
this
these
thing has
witches
been.
at?
The fact that this victim was turned into a
come
mummy
out too
was not important. What was important was there was a hex bag
Yep.
and a witch was being looked for. It's like, that may as well have been a mummified cat. That doesn't matter. What mattered is that this was clues to this witch.
It's just the Drake meme. Mummy.
Yeah.
Witches.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that's the interesting, that is the great thing about, this is the great thing about the journal of Father Gregory, is that the things that were important for Father Gregory were apparently not important to anyone else that was with him at the time. And he had this whole, like, when you're talking about secret missions, Father Gregory, he was the secret mission.
On a
More like a
mission from
very
God.
very blatant mission.
Goal.
He did constantly refer to some other book he was carrying around, but it's very unclear. Like it was some kind of treatise on witches or something.
yeah.
But whatever that book was, it was lost to time.
It was
But
like-
he does make
Demon
references
Latchery,
to
something like that.
like he would often say, "It is exactly as it says in the treatise."
fantastical witches and how to find them.
It's like her fingernails were clearly unwashed. It's like, I must get a sample of her cuticle, that kind of thing.
I don't know
Dirt
what I expected. This
Dirt
is
on
book
her.
I thought it was.
dirt on her pajama robes. She was dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Okay.
Father Gregory would never go so far as to examine a woman's pajama robes.
Do I think they'll be? Do they still look pretty deep asleep?
Oh yeah, you got a couple that could at least 2 hours. This guy at least 4 or 5.
I'll go over to Koval and Ringo. See, like,
Hey, look, are you really
guys.
sure? Like, I think that you're the one who's compromised.
Hey,
Only
guys.
compromised by Mother Earth.
Yeah. What do you think?
I went and grabbed this book from Didi while he was sleeping.
Oh,
I was just thumbing through it. I mean, it was pretty mundane. It was this crazy priest who was
ooh, can I look at that?
obsessed with witches. Yeah. Of
Oh,
course.
he very excitedly looks through it. Come on, this is your moment.
He's totally the other the other faction guy.
Yep.
But whatever.
He got an 18.
Come on, bring us home. Where's your mic?
Burn some luck, James.
Koa's not that awesome.
NPCs win season.
And the winner is
Oh
Koval.
no, Koa's not going
Ooh,
anywhere.
we lucked out, I guess.
Well, the first one might have been C.
Koa is paging through it. He gets to the end, and then like he just has kind of like a little spasm and drops the book. And it's like, what the heck? Like he killed a baby? Wait, is that what I read?
Yeah, he went crazy.
You sure you killed the baby?
Maybe you should read the book.
Let me take a look at that.
I like brush off the book. I'm like,
all right.
here.
I'm gonna try reading the
Yeah,
book.
sure.
He doesn't make a move to pick it up, so you can grab it off the ground.
Sure. I'll read it.
All right, so they're now looking intently at you. Yuri is looking very intently at you, like, It's It's like he's studying your face to see if you are seeing something he's not seeing.
Okay.
Sure.
Well,
So the first parts of the book are just
boring.
super boring,
Yeah,
not interesting.
journal.
Then there's like you're paging through it, and there's like, I was running through the street, and like some idiot opened a jar, and like then we were in boxes, and you're like, what is happening? Is like what's this guy doing?
I'm gonna go grab the other journal while they're doing stuff. Well, Markham
He
Scott's.
has it.
I'm gonna grab Markham Scott's.
You were lucky.
he has it.
You were lucky.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
Ringo,
yeah,
can I see the other journal while you're?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so
so
you take
We would not have gone on both.
Yes. All right. So so you're randomly paging. So you see other snippets of things, like are there references to other events?
Yeah.
Like you were in the hospital, and then you were starting to steal drugs, and then like someone was chasing you guys. Like whatever Father Gregory was into, he was either a madman or maybe he worked for the mob. Like you're pretty sure like he was in on a hit or something, and then somehow like time skips forward and you're on a boat, and then you're sailing for America, and then you're on a lifeboat. Apparently the ship is sinking and on fire, and you're like, oh, okay. Apparently 100 years ago, people died at sea all the time. That was like how life was. Go ahead and make a sanity check.
I make that with 30 under 40.
Oh, all right. Oh, you lose 4 points of sanity.
All right.
Well, I didn't lose that much.
Yeah, it's a D4. You only rolled a 1.
Yes.
Even the dice
At
prefer
least,
you.
at least I got the
And
same die.
go ahead and make a luck check.
Past that, 59 under 76.
All right. In that case, gain 1 point of Mythos, and then make a Mythos check.
All right, here's the point where if I get low enough, I'll burn the luck. Oh, shit. I got a 12. So
Nice.
I'm going to burn 10 points of luck
Yeah.
to bring it down to a 2. And my luck to 66.
And your mythos is 2?
You don't want to burn it
Yeah.
all to a natural one?
I mean, would that
there-
make a difference?
It always
If
makes a difference in my eyes.
The 1 versus the 2.
Yes.
Oh,
Those
that's
two.
right. A 1 will get you to hard success.
A one.
All right,
sure.
let's get the hard
It's half,
success.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. There is mixed.
I'll get the
Well,
hard success.
I know
Extreme
better.
might
I've-
just
It
be
seems
one
like
anyway.
it's not right because there's only 1 point, but the math of the game is how it works. Yeah, it gets you to hard success.
See, that's
All
the
right.
problem with playing the game is that you learn the game and then you
Game the game.
You
It's-
game the
yeah.
game.
It's an advantage to the low ones, right? It's
Yeah.
less luck to
That
go
is fair.
from.
To have to get there is
Yeah.
hard. All right, make a power roll.
Ooh.
That I do not succeed. 88 over 30.
All right.
Nice. You did it.
Well,
This is Gregory's journal?
yes,
Okay.
Gregory's
Gregory's journal.
So it only has the 2 pages.
learn some secret knowledge from my own character.
So you lose 9 points of sanity.
Oh shit! Brings me to 27.
Oh, you're still over 20?
Oh no! What happens when you go under 20?
Huh?
What happens when you go under 20
Oh,
sanity?
you get a madness factor. It means
Oh,
that your
okay.
future behavior is not always going to be.
Oh, okay. Well,
They're
almost
awake and we're
there.
asleep.
And you get 3 points of mythos.
Yeah.
I still have 0 mythos.
Dude, if anyone read Gregory's journal, it should have been you.
Only I can understand the mad writings of my old character.
It turns out
you were Father Gregory in a past life.
You know how to detect witches now.
What?
Like it turns out these last 2 pages were like, oh, you know all that stuff about oranges and apples in the same basket and stuff like that.
Right.
Some of that is real. In fact, you almost are certain that you will know a witch when you meet her, and you will recognize witchcraft. Like you now know how to find this stuff.
Do you see that amongst
Oh,
the
yeah.
people here?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
look
what's
around. Do
what
I
does
detect
that
a
witch? Do I spy a witch?
Even the way they sleep looks witchy.
So I have one question.
I can read
Yeah.
their aura.
Danny, are you a witch? How far have your research gone when you were studying to save your son?
Like, well, I don't have any spells, but to the point of where he's like the rich person who's like,
What's
I
your
will
occult?
pay you to teach
What?
me.
What is your
You might have
occult?
objects that read as witch.
My occult, pretty high, 75.
Wow. Are you a witch?
He's more like a witch historian.
Maybe you should roll an occult roll to see if you can classify yourself as a witch.
No.
Witches unisex?
I'm an aspiring witch. Does that count?
You know what?
I think of myself
a witch
as a witch.
enthusiast.
Yeah.
You feel that of the everyone
Yo,
that
was it
you're
Danny?
working with, Dee Dee is the closest to being a witch.
Oh,
He's
okay,
not a witch,
okay.
Wow.
but he definitely has like some kind of aura of witchcraft about him.
I mean, that makes sense. He has Father Gregory's book.
that he may become a witch at some point.
Yes, that if he
I also
wanted
have
to,
all of
he's like
those
witch
weird
adjacent.
talismans.
Yeah.
You have runes.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
after reading this book, I can see that Father Gregory, a lot more going to him than everyone thought.
He was a brilliant man.
Brilliant man. He
really?
saw things that other people did not see. Patterns emerged from him. I think he could detect the witches. And I think I see the patterns too.
Are you talking about that dumb orange apple thing?
Yeah, who does that? Huh? Name one non-witch that does that. Do you do
Someone
that?
shopping for groceries?
Let's not postulate in probables. A witch would do that.
Yes, they would.
Did you see anything in Markham's book?
Oh, that's right. You're reading Markham's book now.
Yes, I am.
So,
Yes, I am. It's reading time, baby.
oh my god.
How much sanity do you have?
I'm 24.
Oh, you're right on the
Oh,
cusp,
right on that cusp.
dude.
All right. So, again, Markham's book is a journal of his adventures. They're out in the woods, ship boat, stuck in the ice, having to journey off, send people off.
I remember
looking
this
for
part.
help. Everything is the history. Much of it is actually what you've already read about the Scott expedition from before. And then it gets to the craziness, and then there's just like 25 pages of just insanity. So, make a sanity check.
Okay.
I wish I could be making
75.
All right.
Over
that is
24.
not even close.
I want these rolls.
You may get them. One of them might decide that you're going to be what they need to cross over to the next level of power.
Oh, please?
All right, so you're going to take 4 points of...
All right, that'll bring me to 20.
You're at exactly 20. Go ahead and make a
20.
luck check.
Okay. My luck is 12 under 29.
All right, so gain 1 point of mythos.
Oh, yes.
And then make a mythos check.
Okay.
You
12.
want to burn some
Are you
rolls?
serious?
I'm gonna
You also
burn,
got 12?
I'm gonna burn
Burn
11 points.
Oh, my God.
I shook them. They just came to the same number. I'm gonna
Nick's gonna
burn
win.
11 luck. I'll go to 18. That's still pretty healthy luck, I think.
Well, I mean, that's like a
Yeah,
less than 1 in 5
18's
chance.
plenty
of
luck.
getting it.
I'm gonna go to 1. Yeah,
You don't
go
get to
a-
take
a
luck
1
with you
here.
with you. to
Okay.
the afterlife.
So
So
you
that's
go to...
extreme, I guess. 1 under 12, or I mean a 1 under 6. Yeah.
That's extreme.
I would think maybe, yeah, that would be extreme.
Like,
All right, so this could go very badly at this point. Because...
I mean,
badly.
seems like it's gonna go pretty well.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is
Seems
that
good to
there's a
me.
non-zero chance he'll lose all of his sanity.
Oh.
Oh, sure.
And then
Then I'll just start
then you
firing
just
some shots. That'd be okay.
Yeah, that's more interesting than anything that's happened to any of my other characters. So
That's
bring it on.
true.
All right, so you lose 10 points of sanity.
Yes, 10 it is. Down to 10.
Wow. Hanging by a thread.
You gain 3 points of mythos.
All right, up to 9. All right, my mythos is almost surpassed my sanity. There we go.
Oh, God.
And you have been doing medicine all wrong your entire life. Turns out
That is
cutting
why.
and
That is
sewing
why I have them die.
and drugs and medicine is so much worse than actually just manipulating people's cellular structures and changing their shapes and fixing them. Give me the eye. Like, you
Well, of
realize
course, that is
that
the
up until this
dream.
point, all that you've been doing is just basically like playing with Play-Doh and like using barbaric methods of shaping things with like knives and needles is like, that's like animalistic. Like a true surgeon, a true doctor reshapes the flesh into its intended form.
Yes, we are all deeply flawed.
You can
I have
heal,
seen it.
you can heal people, you can fix them, you can make them better. Much
What
better.
they were meant to be.
Oh, there's so many good targets. Something to try that out. You
I
know?
love this.
From now on, every time you have to make a medicine check or want to make a medicine check, you also make a mythos check along with it. And if you succeed on both, you get to do genetic reshaping.
Okay.
Wow.
That sounds amazing.
Incredible.
You can give
Is this
people-
medicine or first aid or just medicine?
just medicine?
Okay.
First aid, you could still like stick a band-aid on without like
Yeah,
that band-aid is now a lizard. It's like, it's like
Band-aids. What is this barbarism?
would you like this aspirin? It's actually a spider. It's like,
This spider will build a web in your brain and catch the headache.
Like I could re-engineer to my will, or like I don't know what would, or like I would have an idea in mind already. Of
you
what
can generally have an idea in your mind. If you succeed in the mythos check, it's generally like, it depends on how far gone your sanity is.
Yeah.
If you
It's pretty good.
if
Yeah,
you
it might just like spring forth into my mind.
yeah,
What
if
I
you
should do.
crit the mythos check, you can choose within reason.
Okay, I got luck to burn.
Yeah, like if you crit a mythos check, you can say, you know what? The problem with this person is that he's got too few eyeballs. If he had
Sure.
a third one, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Open up those chakras, baby.
We're not gonna give you just one eye back. We're gonna give you 5 eyes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's
Blue eyes, white dragon.
Isn't there's some sort of like do you die if you no you just become insane if you lose all your sanity,
Yep.
and then you're just like not a character anymore, basically, right?
Yep.
And then if you're out of luck, you die or something to that effect, don't you?
No, you're just out of luck.
Yeah.
You never make any luck check.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Just out of luck.
Which generally means that you're pretty
Yeah.
close to going to be dead anytime.
Yeah, you also become
Fair.
You also, and this is like more of a GM thing, but you become the target of a lot more things, right?
Once you fail enough
sure.
luck checks, at some point it's like, hey, you know, that piano fell out of that building across the street for some odd reason. Like,
You found yourself right under.
there was an awning that bounced it across the street, and then you've been killed.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
that's Final Destination.
Yeah, literally, in the game's mechanic, once you're entirely out of luck, you actually have negative luck, and the bad things actually start happening to you.
I see.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, if you go to lose if you
You're
lose all your
magnet.
sanity, you become an NPC because you're just too crazy.
Right,
You're
right.
a gibbering mother, just lying in the corner. All right, so yeah,
Does Peter want to read the Markham Scott book?
he has not.
I see it now.
Oh, you know what? Make a sanity check.
understand.
Oh, okay.
It's your choice if you want to read it. I don't want to
Fail it.
put thoughts in your head.
You do not want to read that Markham Scott book. It is completely like as Yuri was finishing the book, you're like, wait a minute.
It's a witch's book.
No, Yuri's a witch now.
Oh shit! Like the radar's going off.
Yeah, like basically something has happened
Oh, okay.
between
okay.
like at first you're like, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with this book, and then you're like, wait a minute, how did I miss this before? Yuri's a
No,
witch.
it's the conversation goes like this. We finish our books and I say, how's the book, Yuri? He sets it down and he just sits down in a way and it's just like, oh no.
Only witches cross their legs at 43 degrees.
He put his left foot down first before he put his wrist.
How was the book?
Crosses his legs,
Yuri?
left over right.
Yuri offered the book for you to read. Clearly a witch's temptation.
Yes. Would you like to read it?
No, I think not.
Well, suit yourself.
It's my eyes are quite tired. Why don't you describe it to me?
You had it originally, right? I'm just gonna give it back to you for safekeeping.
That's right. I should keep it for safekeeping. No one should read this book.
You now have both books.
Yeah, I've already read. Well, we should return the other to Dee Dee before he wakes up. We don't want to become suspicious.
Dee
Right?
was on your radar too.
Like we don't want him to freak out. We need to like stay cohesive as a group.
I don't think Dee Dee should have this book either.
Well, he had it when he went to sleep.
Planted on
And
me,
he's going
make it
to
look like I
check.
stole it.
No
I
one,
just wanted to look through it
unconscious.
to understand this Father Gregory character.
no one should have these books.
And why?
You have them.
Because it contains knowledge that shouldn't be held by anyone.
I clearly sense some tension here. What if I hold the books for you? That way neither of you will have them. I am a scientist after all.
I mean, you do seem tense, but
Yeah, you do seem a little bit tense.
I
Are
don't
you
like
alright?
how But
I'm okay. I'm okay. I feel great. I feel great. I
I'm a
have both books.
historian.
I feel great.
I would know how to treat an old book. Cole's expertise is our geology.
Oh, okay. I thought he was pulling that out of
No. He was the geology
it's
history
like,
guy.
oh man, he's asking too much, but I don't know if I should actually be suspicious.
No, I think I'm gonna hold on to them.
His arm is broken. He can't hurt you.
I think I'm gonna hold on to them, Kyle. But thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh, let me take another look at your arm.
Oh.
Is it coming along fine?
I don't know. It's been in this sling for a while.
I don't think
I'm
you
gonna make
should.
sure it's healing all right.
I don't
All
think.
right.
I don't think you should let him look at your arm. I don't think.
He's the chief medical officer for the expedition.
Yeah, but I'm
If
sure
I
it's
don't
okay.
look at it, something may go wrong. It may heal improperly.
Yeah, I
And there
wouldn't
would
want
be
that.
no recourse.
I guess there's
This
no.
is my favorite arm. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I guess.
Re-breaking bones is
All right.
no
all
fun.
right. All right. I can't argue against this. I just.
Yeah, I actually read that.
I just think it's a bad idea. Go ahead. go right ahead. See what happens.
You can watch. It's not.
I've got my eye on you.
Okay.
Right, Cole is very excited for you to look at his arm because it's actually been a little bit sore. So he's happy to let you like have a check.
All right.
All right. You want to medicine this up?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Okay, medicine. 95. Over 91. I'll burn 4 points.
Okay.
Points to bring it to 91.
Succeed. Wow. All right. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all right.
It's worth doing.
Oh my god.
I'll go to 14.
Poor Cole. I was like, we're gonna have to cut it off.
The first thing that you do is you
And then my
you get like a monkey's grip on
19 over 9. Oh man.
Burn 9 points.
I would burn 10 points, go to 4 luck from 14. I'm not.
You're wasted on Koa.
I'm
This
not gonna,
useless
yeah,
guy.
I'm not gonna do it.
All right. So you succeed in your. At least you succeed.
I'll do
in
it on
the-
myself.
All right. You succeed on the medicine roll at
I
least.
got too much flesh on my face. I've never been happy with this.
You know what's intense? A skeletal feature. I've always liked that Skeletor guy.
My fingers. I've lost half of my fingers. I need more fingers.
How did all the skin get up my arm?
I'm just so uncomfortable. It's too tight.
Where'd my scales go?
Be free. My bones, they itch. I need to scratch them.
Oh god.
Metal coating for my bones.
5 years later, you meet Yuri again. He's a lich. He's just like a skeleton in a robe. It's like, how do you do this? It's like, medicine's amazing nowadays.
You literally are the Russian sleep experiments.
Oh,
Yeah, when was the last time I slept? Who cares?
Oh yeah.
you got stims. Maybe you're using them on yourself.
Oh, I give myself a stab.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're that guy. It's
Nah.
like, this is my 20th one this mission.
All these roles are too important. I can't.
All right, so he seems okay. You help him out a little bit, but just barely. You kind of like doctor it up, clean off his bandages a bit, make him feel a little better, give him a little bit topical so he doesn't feel as bad. Clean it off. He does feel much better. It was starting to itch a little bit. He was just happy to get the stuff off, so get a little air.
Okay.
It smells kind of bad, but yeah, it seems to be healing fine. Anthony's a healthy man, although I've oversold how healthy he was because apparently he's not even close to being as well trained as Deborah is. I built Deborah
just a
using the
junior
agent
officer.
stat thing, and I didn't realize that an agent is just infinitely better than scientist stats. So it's like, oh look, 80 intelligence versus 85 con. Wow. Apparently all she does is CrossFit every day. All right, so she's also the strongest member of the entire party. Like
Oh
Moose.
yeah, my strength is shit.
Deborah, the elk of the
Oh,
party.
you don't say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
see?
50.
You just gave it. He just gives the impression of being big and muscular. You never tried to wrestle him to the ground. Just be careful.
Not with my con.
I thought you were younger.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm 38.
Just be careful if you start
You
wrestling
gotta do a lot
with
of
Yuri.
school to be a surgeon.
Yes, this is true.
Like minimum surgeon age is
You
like
sure learned a
30.
lot from your years
No,
in
now
med,
the learning.
in med school.
now the learning begins.
Yes. All right. So as the madness continues, so there's a lot of this back and forth. Cole continues to like irk Ringo more and more by pointing out the flaws in this story about what actually happened. And yeah, this takes a bit of time. And
How many hours?
Deborah and Dee Dee wake up after about 3 hours or so, just under. And they're like,
How are they responsive and
Deborah's fine. She's
recovering okay?
clearly worse. You know how when you're healing, you actually are more sore and more like sluggish afterwards.
yeah.
So her body is healing, but that's actually made her less fluid and alert. So she's healing. She's ready to go. She's kind of like psyching herself up. She goes over to the cart and looks for some protein bars and some bottled water. Dee Dee looks much the worse for wear. He hasn't been injured, so he's fine. He's just been very, very tired, and he really just wants to go back to sleep for another 6 hours. But
Yeah.
and your book's gone.
Oh, it's dim. I mean, I don't actually think that I would notice it.
Oh,
it was in my
okay.
bag, which is full of stuff.
Oh, I thought
and
you had it
only
in your
pull
coat
it-
the whole
no,
time. Okay.
No,
You were
I
sleeping on
had
it.
it in my bag.
Oh, okay. Then
So-
you definitely don't know.
Yeah. And I only pull it out to read it at night.
Oh, okay.
It's the best time to read it.
Yeah. So you don't know your book is gone yet.
I don't know my
All
book
right.
is gone.
So yeah, you two are awake.
So I'm just
and
like, what did I miss? Did anything happen while I was out?
You definitely heard like the last little vestiges of Koa and Ringo like going at it about like people betraying each other and like
I can trust nobody here.
something about the environment and witches and how like witches used to be like we're the first environmentalists and it's like,
Now they're
no,
causing
monsters.
pollution.
It's like
They're hexes. They're using dirty oil.
yeah things that like it's like you vaguely remember the argument from before, but sometime in the last 4 or 5 hours it's degenerated into something quite insane.
It's
like
kind of
They're monopolizing the elements of the earth.
yeah like
They're using
like,
hexacarbons.
like you're trying to figure out what happened between conspiracy theories and science about saving the rainforest to witchcraft and like ley lines and story circles and how that stuff is related to like how the earth is being ruined.
Have you ever taken a look at where all the pipelines are? They're on the ley lines. They're using crude oil to enhance the ley lines.
I feel like I missed something. I also feel like I don't need to know what it is. Hey, Koval, I just really just hit the hay hard. But how'd the message go? Have you been sending? Have you gotten any word back over the?
Oh yes, no. Interesting you bring it up.
Wow, we didn't bring that up before.
So
Good.
we've been broadcasting as you can see, and he gestures over and you can see the little red light blinking and says, we haven't heard back from anyone. I really feel that we should probably like move everything closer to the cave mouth and get nearer to where we can maybe hope to get a signal. Ideally, I would love to be able to get back to the Falcon where the good equipment is and like just get out into the open.
Well, it is too dangerous to try and climb this slope, though. We have to find another exit. This is the best broadcasting position.
It is from where we are, but didn't you guys went all the way down there to look for a way to one of the smaller caves, right? You didn't find anything?
Yeah. No,
Just
I
went
think
deeper.
we figured out that
We may have, yes.
the caves follow the path of the tree branch, right? They seem when you guys were looking at it, you saw that the symbols.
We should be able to find other mouth entrance. Yes.
Yeah, if we
Oh.
follow the symbols.
Yeah, because definitely
Sideways.
if we can get to one of like the smaller holes near the end there, it seems like it would be flatter. Yeah, we should pack up and get going then.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We.
Yeah, what's up with this guy?
The members
Is it
of our
like-
party need to rest, and also we need to wait until the proper window to for rescue.
Oh,
It
well,
was 2 weeks or
it
was 2 weeks or so.
He goes and takes a look at the signaling device, and he looks at the timer and he goes, oh, man.
How long has it been since?
It's been 3 hours since we.
Oh, since you guys came over?
Since we came down the slope and we came up with an estimate of how long it would take help to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Our window was what was that?
It's been
2
20
weeks?
hours.
So it's been 20 hours since we thought it was going to need to be 2 weeks.
Right.
And we think we have enough food if we are careful about it.
You definitely have enough food now because
Okay.
there's only the
Sure. Yeah, great.
6 of you left.
Perfect. This is as good a spot as any to stay camped at least until we are fully healed.
Yes, but if we
But we don't know that.
recover.
If
He
we don't
looks
know the
over
signal is
at
out-
Harold and he goes, He doesn't look so good. You think he could be fully healed within like the next couple of days? Like,
Well,
when you
we
cut
have
his
over
leg
a
open,
week
it
and a
looked
half.
pretty gross.
Yes, he will be able to use the crutches.
I don't like the idea of being way down there. Maybe a couple of us could go and try to move the equipment to one of the easier.
I think that's a good idea.
Is this
Yeah.
I
signal?
agree,
Is this,
says Deborah. We should definitely do that. Cole and I can go and try to set up the signaling equipment further along the cave. We can go back to where we came from and see if we can't find an egress out one of the smaller cave mouths and be able to get it out to the open.
Yeah, and I think all of us should
I'm
go.
gonna go over to Ringo. I don't think I trust Deborah with this alone. She may abandon us based on what she said.
As long as we have the books, she cannot abandon us.
Well, she may want the books, but she may also just prefer to leave without us somehow.
I guess that.
Although she does not have the exosuit, so she would not be able to survive outside of the cave.
Well, they would only have to
Correct.
out survive us, right? If she gets rescued, she can always just come back to where we are.
If they want to, I guess.
I'd prefer to go all together, so that way I
I
can
would
keep
as
an
well.
eye on everyone.
Yes, I would as well.
Everyone.
Prefer we stick together.
Yes.
Let us wait.
We're all
Let's
in
rest.
this
Maybe we rest a
together.
day or two, and then we go to one of
And
the
then
smaller cave
relocate.
entrances.
We
2 days.
have plenty of food for our number, for extra days if we need it. If the signal is not adequate at this location,
Yeah, I haven't been getting any response. It
We'll
seems
be
pretty
s-
unfortunate.
we'll be safest as a group. There are two beasts still out there. One is wounded, but we do not know for how long. And they have been aggressive in the past, so we cannot anticipate them being docile.
That is fair.
But wouldn't that be reason for all the more moving the equipment sooner? I mean, a day could be an extra day. Getting the signal out a day earlier or 2 days earlier would mean that's
Faster
a
rescue.
day or
Yeah.
two we get out
Well,
faster.
you, I'll be frank, Didi, you still look like shit.
Yeah, it's all up to our 3 injured.
Are you ready for trek right now? We just trekked all the way back. And using stim just to... Well, we need to recover from that.
I think we should stay together, and it should be up to the 3 injured ones when we move.
Deborah and Cole have been thinking about this as you guys have been arguing, and Deborah goes, "You know what? Maybe we could wait until morning." And then she glances over. Maybe another 8 or 10 hours.
There's still not long for
That's
recovery.
an oddly specific amount of time.
Harry
Well-
will not really be able to walk.
Yeah, but at least now he is unconscious and it looks like he's not waking up anytime soon. I think if we get a little bit more rest, feel more recovered, we might have a more sensible idea about what we should do next. Then Colin and I can go. Maybe we can take one of you with us. Ringo seems to be the most suspicious, so maybe he would want to come to make sure that we're not up to something, you know. So, and then with the 3 of us, we just carry the signaling equipment, go try to get over there. I mean, we'll take some rations with us to make sure in case we need to overnight and get back. We'll meet you guys.
Are you skilled enough with your weapons to defend yourself against a beast?
Caldwell, like, cocks his gun and goes, "Sure."
With one hand.
Yes, your
One-handed
broken.
shotgun. Yeah.
In Ukrainian army, I was expert sharpshooter. No, you weren't, Caldwell. You're not good at anything.
You're a scientist.
No, he's actually
man.
very good at shooting. It's just that he's
He's not in the
surprisingly not
condition
close
to
to
shoot,
how good
though.
Yuri is.
He's pretty good at shooting. What he's better at is lying. That's his number one
Look,
skill.
if I just gave him an extra arm, then he'd be a better shot.
He would be. He
I'm saying.
could shoot 2 shotguns at the
If
same
I
time.
just sutured that gun onto his arm.
Yeah,
All right.
make your gun arm.
So first of all, the NPCs are good with another long rest. You guys haven't had any long rest at all, so the
No,
idea of having a long
I'm
rest
gonna
seems pretty good.
Get the heck.
And you know, Didi, you feel good about another long rest. You have a choice, by the way. You can join everyone in a long rest and then sleep a lot, and then be much more refreshed and reset, or you can decide that it's time to read your book.
And we're gonna have a watch set up.
Ooh, is it going to be you again? Are you never sleeping?
I am I'm sure I'm super tired.
Okay.
So I need to be.
You're also like infinitely like no luck or sanity left. Like it,
Yeah.
Are we
that
still-
too. That too.
Are we still at 3 hours now?
we're not at your point yet.
Yeah, I just want to know.
This is the argument of whether they're going to go back to sleep while you're still unconscious, so that everyone else will be asleep when you wake up.
I'll sleep some more.
Great.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone is asleep. Oh, who's setting up watch?
No, someone's watching.
Who's watching?
Who has
Please.
the
Was
first, watch?
Deborah will watch.
All right.
All right, so everyone is asleep, and you wake up to see Deborah looking at you. Oh, you're awake.
Well,
How are you feeling?
I feel shit.
You should. You look terrible. And you look down and your foot is out and it looks a lot better than you thought it would. Like you vaguely have some like memory of it being like very swollen and painful and stuff like that. And it looks more like its normal shape now. It still looks terrible, but it doesn't throb and hurt nearly as much.
So what's the plan? Everybody's sleeping.
Oh yeah, they all decided that they were tired enough that they needed to get some rest. I feel like your colleagues have perhaps allowed themselves to be compromised a little bit. So,
Compromised?
oh yeah, you know that pop music singer guy, Ringo. over there?
Ringo, yeah.
Yeah. So while we were sleeping, he stole the books from Didi, and so you gotta know he's been reading it because you know how that kid is. So
Well, I mean, I've read it. There's nothing but gibberish in there.
yeah, right. So yeah, you shouldn't read it. That stuff in there is not good. Nobody should be reading these books. They're dangerous.
Well, I mean, the only reason why I want to read it was because, I don't know, maybe there'd be something interesting, but I'm off it now, so.
That's good because nobody's going to be reading these books. And as soon as Cole wakes up, he and I are going to go and try to move this equipment to the back to find a way to another cave mouth. And then we're going to try to get a signal out and get everyone home safe and sound. But you gotta watch out for these others. They are all proceeding with ulterior motives. And you gotta watch out. I'm your ticket out of here. If you don't make sure that I'm okay, and you let any of those others like,
It's funny you say that because literally Malcolm Scott, that was the first thing he said to me when we were on the rover.
oh really?
Yeah, he told me
He's a cagey one, isn't he?
he told me that if I needed to protect the mission, I should take any measure I possibly need. Well, now I know that he's a bit of a monster. I'm glad I didn't do something drastic.
No, he wasn't wrong. It's just that his mission was not the same as ours. But you're fine now. You can be assured that I will protect you. Look, we know you're skilled. We know that you are mean well. You're a good man, and
I try.
And we know you can be trusted. So,
Can you trust Koval?
Kovo's a moron. He
I mean, he's a historian and a geologist.
Sure, but come on. He's like those nice guys who think that the world should be nice and everyone should be nice to each other. We know that's not true.
I mean, I kind of think that too, but
Oh, come on. You worked at a bar. And you
I don't
clean
work-
up dead bodies. You gotta know the world's not nice.
okay, I know that the world isn't nice, but I do that stuff to make it a little bit nicer.
Sure, but you know what
You can't leave the dead bodies out, otherwise everyone's gonna know how bad the world is.
Yes, but you know what it's really like. You may be a good man. Koval actually thinks the world is nice. He's naive. He's a fool. Like, he makes for some nice eye candy. He's nice. He's good in bed, but that's really all he's really good for.
Do you wait? You know he's good in bed.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
He is.
Interesting. Okay,
I would
David.
have to argue that all
Never
his
cheat. What?
all his times outside, he's Koval and I have worked together before. We have quite a bit of like overlapping projects that sometimes will.
But he's not part of your thing. He's not part of your group.
Oh, he's definitely not on my team, as far as we know, and we really do not encourage fraternizing within the organization. That's why I enjoy my time with Koval. He's quite pleasant to work with, if not sometimes a little too much.
I just hope I'm not too much. I'm just
Oh, you're fine.
trying.
Nope. You're. In fact, like I said, I am your ticket out of here. If you want to be sure to get out of here alive, you need to keep your eye on the others, especially those three over there. Dee clearly has ulterior motives. You know how the rich are. All they care about is whatever their particular ideas are. They're usually amoral. They'll be the first to cut your throat if you get in their way. So you can't be trusted. Yuri, he's clearly Russian.
Yuri's been real. Yuri's been real good to us.
Fair.
I wouldn't be
Harsh but fair.
It's
I
I
may be half a man, but I wouldn't even be half a man if it wasn't for Yuri patching me up.
his skills are very, very good, but he did shoot me.
But you don't know if that was because of Malcolm Scott.
Yeah, but we don't know that it wasn't either, do we? It's a very convenient excuse.
So you said that symbol protected you. You had it like tattooed on your skin.
Oh yes, it's very useful. We historically carry pendants with symbols on them that are supposed to be protective, but I couldn't bring them with me on this mission.
Then,
Been too great of a chance of compromise.
then why can't you? Well, I don't know if we have the supplies. I was gonna say, why can't you make yourself a new symbol?
Oh well, witches put that on. It's not, you can't just draw it and have it be. I mean, it's better than nothing, of course, but the tattoo was imbued by the power that our witches had, and alas, we do not have a witch available to us here.
Yeah, it is kind of a shame. Now I think about it.
Yeah. So we have to be careful now. We have to resort to mundane means, and she grips like the handle of her knife. And it's like, you never know, but when the time comes, can you do what needs to be done?
You know, when Malcolm asked me about that, I wasn't too sure. But when you asked me about it, I feel a little bit more like, yeah, I really could.
Excellent. First thing, I have the books now.
Okay.
It's very clear these boys are reading them. So who knows how badly they're going to want to get them back. If they try to get these books back from me, you need to make sure that doesn't happen.
Right, mate.
Excellent. So,
I need it. I need my
Roll
hand.
for sleep murder.
How? What was it?
Okay.
Is it high? Was it low?
It was low.
Yeah,
was real
she
low.
got a crit success. So, how sincere are you being?
I'm being very sincere. I'm being very sincere in that the man who told me to take care of things was a literal monster. And she is the opposition to that monster. And she seems to be connected to an organization that knows a lot more than I knew about and has resources. And I didn't have any faith that I was going to get out of this cave. And now I have some faith I can get out of this cave.
Okay, so here's the deal. So Deborah is, I don't know why people take language, because she has a 75 in English, which seems like it doesn't mean anything.
Oh, well, I mean, you get your own language equal to what, like education?
Education. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's a default number. Okay, because I'm like, wait a minute, why would she spend? But anyway,
You can take Latin.
the
I thought about
the
it.
secret to Deborah's character is that her top stat skills that she put all of her ability in was psychology, psychoanalysis, persuasion, and charm. She's basically
If I was bullshitting,
Wow.
she would know I was
yeah.
bullshitting.
Not only that, her living power is to convince people to do whatever she wants, and so that's like her actual power skill.
Okay.
And so, and she credit you on her ability to say, "I'm going to win this guy over and bring him in," and so.
Yeah.
Basically, I need to know how sincere you were being, because if you were not being sincere, she would either convince you, and if you were being sincere, she would know that she can trust you.
Yeah.
So you're fairly confident that if you get out of here, she's gonna ask you to join her and be her like sidekick or something.
Okay.
You also will notice that since she's been talking to you, she has not once referred to you as a janitor, and it feels good. So.
Nice respect.
Yeah, what's it like?
So she feels like this is exactly the outcome that she wants. She's very nice to you. She puts a hand on your shoulder, which you feel like is the first time she's ever touched you, like in the entirety of this expedition.
There's like a weird warmth that trickles from the source.
Oh, yes.
Through the veins.
Oh yes, you feel good. Like the pain in your eye is kind of going away. And she goes, you asked about this earlier. Our people could probably fix that eye for you. And you should make a spot check.
That is an 88. And I'm going to burn 8 points of luck to get it to 80. Which is my spot hidden.
Oh, okay.
So, let me go ahead and burn 8 points of luck.
What does that bring you to luck-wise?
From 63 down to 55, right?
Yep.
Wow.
That's math.
That's rolling.
All right. So
No, I have 55 luck, and I got an 80 on 80.
perfect.
For
Just
spotting.
barely enough for the final story cliffhanger before the last session. You are very excited about being so trusted by Deborah and working with her. And because of this, you feel a clarity and a brightness and a warmth flowing through you. And you know how people never look up? You look up. And it's dark. There's the slight glow of the equipment, the feel of the lamps around. At the top of the ridge that no one's been able to get to and you guys feel like you can't climb, you see a humanoid figure standing there. And you're like, hey, there's someone up there.
Well, Deborah.
And you both turn. And you look. And you're like, make an idea roll.
That's an 82.
All right. And you go, is that? And Deborah looks turns to you quickly, looks again. Oh my God. It's Mortimer.
Wait,
Oh no!
All right.
That's what it had to be.
And that's the end.
who else could have been?
Big moment.